You could not speak. You know where not to go, what not to say at all times. You can't be your full person, your full being when you live in such contexts. I sadly have to say Haiti is an illustration of what hell on earth can be today. The first 5 years of my life were like ideal, you know. I was in a home with both my mother and my father. I remember the beautiful landscape. I remember standing by the seashore, games that I played. It was the first 5 years were extremely, extremely beautiful. Haiti has remained this place that has a special space in my heart. And of course, I try to, in my home, surround myself with Haitian art and other Haitian artifacts that remind me of those early years, those beautiful early years that I spent there. Haiti has had a very, very, very fascinating and interesting story. So between the French and the Spaniard, they were in Haiti for about 312 years. At some point, historically, we know that Haiti was the most lucrative colony, not just of the French, but I think of the colonial period. So Haiti wasn't always poor. Haiti was made poor because through extreme exploitation by the colonial powers and later on by many of the Western world. But by the time I came of age, Haiti was under the rule of François Duvalier. He declared himself president for life and ruled the country with an iron fist. It was a full-fledged dictatorship where there were limits on everything. You certainly could not criticize the government. You could not speak of the poverty of the country. The press was restrained, and a lot of the journalists actually fled into exile, went into exile, were sent into exile, and there were people who died. One of the things that I experienced in my youth is I had a group of friends and their parents run a newspaper, a local newspaper, and we used to go out and help them to type the newspaper. And I remember one evening we were in the community and the whole community went into blackout. Blackout is not unusual for Haiti and various places in the world who are challenged with energy. And then this other friend and I who were there, we left because we're going to walk a little distance. It's dark and you're a little bit fearful. And the next day, we found out that the Tonton Macoutes raided their house, confiscated all their equipment, and the father was taken to jail. That reminded me that I was not in a free country. I was, that my words and my movements and everything was limited. The Tonton Macoutes were a faction created by Duvalier. It was the thugs of Duvalier who enforced his nefarious rules, nefarious laws. They were an armed militia, but with the sole responsibility is to protect the regime and the individuals who represent the regime. And they were heavily armed. They act with impunity. They did whatever, they killed and maimed, young and old. Following the 1965 Immigration and Nationality Act, the United States was actively looking for workers to replace the African American main d'oeuvre going through the civil rights movement and resisting the poor work conditions. My father found out through a friend passing the embassy who was online and said, "Oh, Jacques, they're recruiting, and get online." And that's how my father found out and did the application. Of course, there are fees involved that you have to pay, and for the fees and all the things he needed to travel, including his ticket, we sold out the little home that we have and literally, disrupted life for us in a very, very foundational way. While you are looking for a better life by, taking this opportunity, which was needed for my dad, but it really took apart the family. Leaving us behind kind of begun the unraveling of the family. And then after that, you have my mom 10 years later, who had to leave us behind with friends and family, and then us coming one after the other. So you really destroy the family in a way. And I think that's part of the reason why folks like myself will advocate for immigrant students or immigration rights, talk about family reunification as quickly as possible. But it took 10 years for my father to be able to bring us. Despite the fact that I love Haiti, but I know that it wasn't a place that was going to provide me with all the opportunities that I was dreaming of. I know education was going to open opportunities for me, and I kept going. To be someone who got a GED to a PhD is a major trajectory for anyone, and I think that's a story that can inspire. My PhD is in urban education, and I have a certificate in Africana Studies as well. All these educational steps, getting a bachelor's degree, getting my master's degree, have opened greater possibilities for me, giving me opportunities to earn more, and also giving me opportunity to learn more. You need to know about yourself. You need to know about your environment, and that's what learning is. At present, I am an assistant professor with the Department of Modern Languages and Literatures at Brooklyn College, where I get to teach Haitian Creole. I get to teach other languages such as French and Haitian literature in translation, Haitian literature in French, but most recently was totally reassigned to serve as the director of the Haitian Studies Institute at Brooklyn College. The Institute exists to be a space where research on Haiti and Haitians gets produced and disseminated, where we also have a say in policies that impact the Haitian community in Haiti, and to collaborate with the community so that they can better serve the Haitian constituents. As a community organizer, activist who became a scholar, it was clear to me that in whatever role I am, in addition to teaching, there has to be a way where I can marry the two, my activism, my community organizing with my academic pursuit. Despite all the challenges that I've encountered here, lived in a life of poverty, did menial jobs, so on and so forth, sometimes not having a place of our own to live in. I think what I've achieved in terms of my education level, I don't know if it would have been possible back in Haiti, not having the resources to do so. Having spent 18 years in Haiti, I know I've left Haiti, but Haiti has never left me. And despite the poverty, I know I was culturally rich, and I know I inherited a wonderful story as well, and is the person that I am today because of these first 18 years. As an educator, I have the responsibility to teach honestly, to teach the truth. So I have to let them know that if Haiti is a cancer, cancer does metastasize, and that the situation cannot remain confined to where it's at, and so it's a way of keeping us aware that we need to the rest of the world needs to take it seriously and get together to help Haiti back on track to its democratic project started way back in 1791.